Jace Rowan ended his shift at Dock 12 with a slow, deep breath. The orbital port above the trade world drifted like a silver ring around a blue and amber planet. From the bay window, Jace could see tiny shuttles crossing the dark, each one a soft bead of light. His tool rig felt heavy on his shoulder, and the sleeve of his work jacket had a smear of cargo grease that refused to leave. He smiled at it anyway. It was proof that the day had been busy and honest. He walked into the quiet service corridor that led to the maintenance lifts. The station lights were in night mode, gentle and warm. Most merchants had gone to their cabins. Cleaning drones hummed like small crickets. Jace moved with the easy rhythm of a man who knew every rattle in the vents and every scuff on the floor. He was thinking of tea, a book, and the sleep that comes fast after long work. Then a small voice came from the shadows near a stacked crate. "Will you be my father?" Jace stopped. He did not turn at once. He wanted to make sure he heard it right. The voice was steady but soft in a way that made the air feel careful. He turned his head slowly and looked down. A small alien girl stepped forward. Her eyes were wide and bright with a starry reflection that made them look like tiny galaxies. Her face had the gentle lines of her species, the Luminari, a people known for music and soft colors. She wore a simple gray tunic and a travel band around her wrist. He lowered his voice. "Hello there. My name is Jace." She folded her hands in front of her, then unfolded them. It looked like a nervous dance she had practiced many times. "My name is Lumi," she said. She took a breath as if tasting the air for courage. "Will you be my father?" No alarm rang in Jace's head. Instead, something calm opened inside him. He did not step closer, but he did kneel to bring his eyes level with hers. He kept his hands in view, palms open. He had worked across hundreds of species, and he knew that small signs mean a lot. "That is a very important question," he said. "Can we talk for a moment? Are you lost? Do you need help finding someone?" Lumi blinked. The lights above them turned the edges of her eyes to soft silver. "My sponsor family left," she said. "They said the registry had a delay. They had to make a connection. The clerk told me to wait in Transit C until morning. It was cold. I came here because it is warm." Jace felt a knot in his chest. He knew Transit C. The chairs were metal. The floor was tidy but not welcoming, and the vending machine sang the same short tune every hour. It was safe, yes, but it was not a place for a child to spend a night alone. He looked at the travel band on her wrist. The display showed a queue number, a case file, and the small star icon that meant Child Traveler under Guardian Program. "Did you speak to station security?" he asked. She nodded. "A kind officer took my name and told me to rest. The registry is closed now. It opens at 9. The officer said they would check on me again." Lumi looked at his hands, then at his face. "You look safe," she said, as if she was reporting a weather reading, not a wish. Jace had a rule. Never make a promise you cannot keep. He had another rule. Do not walk past a need that you can meet. He took a slow breath. "Lumi," he said, "I cannot make a big promise yet, but I can make a small one. I will not leave you alone tonight. We will do everything proper and clear. I will call security again and child services. You can stay in my ship's guest cabin to rest with the door open, and I will stay nearby in the corridor. In the morning, we go to the registry together. Does that sound okay?" Lumi's shoulders softened a little, like a string pulled less tight. "Yes," she whispered. Jace tapped his wristband and opened the duty channel. He gave his ID, location, and a clear summary. He explained that he had found a registered child traveler assigned to the family registry, waiting for the morning. He stated his intention to provide safe shelter on his docked ship, to keep the door open, and to maintain contact until the morning interview. The security officer on duty thanked him, added a note to the case file, and pinged child services. A gentle chime reached Jace's band. Emergency care request received. Temporary guardian interview at 0900, bring child. He felt some of the knot loosen. The system was working. He looked at Lumi again. "We will follow the rules," he said, "and we will make the night a warm one." They walked together along the corridor. Jace kept his pace slow so she would not have to hurry. As they moved, he pointed out friendly things. The painted mural of the station's first garden, the small paper crane someone had taped to a bulkhead, the repair drone that blinked like a sleepy firefly. Lumi listened without speaking. She was scanning, he realized, learning the space, measuring how it felt. His ship, the Whistle, was small and clean with a round little nose and a wide, patient look. He liked things that did not try to impress but still did their job well. The hatch opened with a soft exhale. Jace stepped aside so Lumi could enter first. He had read that Luminari children preferred to choose the order of entry when stepping into a new place, so they could feel ownership of their movement. Lumi stepped in, paused to breathe, then moved again. It made Jace smile. Inside, the guest cabin had a bunk, a small shelf, and a neat window that showed the curve of the planet. Jace turned the ambient lights to soft teal and gold. He opened a locker and pulled out a clean blanket, a pillow, and a washable sleep shirt. He held the sleep shirt up, eyebrows raised in question. Lumi nodded. She looked a little worried about taking it, so he added, "It is a spare. You can use it tonight and tomorrow we will wash it together." He set a small projector on the shelf and turned on the star map. Gentle points of light bloomed like seeds in the room. The ship hummed, a sound like steady rain. Lumi's face relaxed as she watched the stars rise along the ceiling. "Do you have a favorite constellation?" Jace asked. "On my world we look for the river," she said. "It is a line of 7. We say you can float your worries on it." Jace found a line of 7 in the station's local catalog and marked it. The projector drew a soft arc across the ceiling. "Is that close?" he asked. She tilted her head. "It is kind," she said. "Kind is close enough," he nodded. "I have tea," he said, "and a gentle snack." He opened a drawer and took out sealed fruit slices and a small bread roll. He checked the cross-species food chart, then placed the plate on the shelf at Lumi's height. He filled a cup with warm water and a packet of calming herbs that the chart labeled safe for Luminari. He let the steam rise and fill the air with a quiet smell. While she ate, he asked simple questions. "Do you like stories? Do you have a favorite sound? What color makes you feel safe?" Lumi answered in short, careful lines. "I like quiet drums. I like soft lights. I like teal and silver. I like stories where the day ends with a window open and you can see the sky." He smiled. "We have a window," he said, and he tapped the control so the protective shade slid back halfway. Space looked like velvet beyond it. The planet turned slowly, a swirl of clouds and land. Lumi sat on the bunk, holding the warm cup with both hands, and breathed in the gentle steam. Jace stepped into the corridor and kept the cabin door open, just as he had promised. He set a stool by the threshold and began to make his small plan for the morning. He opened his notebook. On one page, he drew 3 boxes: paperwork, comfort, and learning. Under paperwork, he wrote, "Case file 5555421L, registry at 0900, ID verified, budget draft, custody plan, provisional." Under comfort, he wrote, "Soft light, snack, lullaby, rhythm, teal scarf." Under learning, he wrote, 2 language labels, gentle tool tour, star map names. He did not know how long Lumi would be in his care, but he knew how to care for a night. He set an alarm for early morning and sent messages to 2 friends on the station, a medical tech who knew cross-species nutrition and a dock neighbor who kept a craft table for children of travelers. He did not ask for favors. He simply said he might need advice in the morning if time allowed. The child services ping arrived as a soft tone on his wristband. He opened it at once. It showed the interview time, the location on level 4, and a note about an additional cultural suitability check, which meant he would be asked about Luminari customs. Jace had worked around Luminari crews before, but he had never been tested on their family rituals. He opened the cultural guide on his band. The guide warned him about loud noises, sudden hand movements, and bright white light. It suggested a bedtime beat, 4 gentle taps in a slow pattern, as a way to say, "You are safe. You belong." He practiced the rhythm on his knee. Tap, pause, tap, tap, rest. It felt like a slow heart learning to breathe. Lumi finished her snack and looked around the cabin. She touched the edge of the blanket, then the side of the pillow, as if checking the edges of a map. "May I put the cup here?" she asked, pointing to the shelf. "Yes," Jace said. "Anywhere you like. May I see your hands?" She asked next and held out her own. He showed his palms again. She mirrored him, and for a moment they shared a quiet picture. 2 sets of open hands, steady and calm. She nodded, as if a small test had been passed. He set a soft scarf on the foot of the bunk. It was teal. "A friend gave me this," he said. "You may use it tonight. You can return it in the morning if you want, or we can wash it and keep it here as a guest scarf." She folded it into a neat square and placed it near the pillow. "I would like it to stay here," she said. "Then the room will remember me." "The room will remember you," Jace agreed. ChatGPT said. The door to the interview room slid open with a calm sound like a breath let out. Jace and Lumi stepped inside together. The space was bright but gentle. A round table sat in the center. On the wall, a soft panel shifted through calm colors. 3 officials waited there. One was a Luminari elder with long silver threads along their temple. One was a human with careful eyes and a neat suit. The third was a tall coral-colored being from the Reef clans wearing a woven sash that meant listener. "Good morning," the human official said. "I'm Mara, thank you for coming early. We have your forms, Mr. Rowan. Lumi, you may sit wherever you like." Lumi looked at the chairs. She took a moment, then chose the one with a view of the door and the color panel. She placed both hands on the table, fingers flat, the way she had done last night when she wanted to feel settled. Jace sat beside her but gave her a little space, the space of a choice. The Luminari elder gave a small bow. "I am Counselor Terran. Lumi, I see your travel band. Would you like me to set it to warm tone mode?" Their voice was soft like a song sung at the end of day. Lumi nodded. Terran touched the band, and a tiny light shifted to a softer shade. Mara smiled at Jace. "We'll begin with simple questions. This is a cultural suitability review in addition to the normal interview. Please answer in plain words. If you do not know something, it is fine to say you do not know. We look for care, learning, and honest plans." Jace folded his hands. "I understand." "Mr. Rowan," Mara said, "why are you here?" "Because last night Lumi asked me not to leave her alone," Jace said. "I cannot promise everything, but I can promise not to walk away when I can help. I would like to be considered as a temporary guardian, while a long-term plan is made. If a long-term plan means me, I will learn what I must." Terran's eyes warmed. "What did you learn about Luminari comfort last night?" "That bright white light can be too strong," Jace said. "Soft teal and gold are better. Sudden sounds can be too much. A slow beat can say you are safe. A room should have a clear line to the door, and a window is good if it is not too bright." "And Lumi specifically?" Terran asked. "She likes teal and silver, gentle drums, and stories with a window at the end," Jace answered. "She likes to place her cup on the shelf herself. She wants to see my hands before sleep. She likes to choose who steps through a door first." The Reef Clan listener spoke for the first time, voice low and even. "If Lumi is sad in the afternoon, what will you do?" "I will make a small plan," Jace said. "A tiny tea, a quiet space, a walk to the station garden if she agrees. I will not hurry her feelings. I will keep the day steady." Mara looked at Lumi. "Lumi, do you feel safe with Jace?" Lumi took a breath. She tilted her head, the way Luminari children measure a moment. "He keeps the rhythm," she said. "He does not make the air sharp. He asks, and then he listens." Mara nodded and typed a note. "We will run a short day trial. Mr. Rowan, please design a routine for Lumi from now until late afternoon. It should include learning, play, rest, and a contact with her culture. You may use the station's resources. We will observe. If all goes well, we will reconvene at 1500. "Understood," Jace said. They signed the day trial form. A small badge on Jace's wristband turned from gray to green. It read, "Provisional Care Trial Mode." Lumi's band chimed once in reply. She looked down at it and then up at Jace. He gave a small nod that meant we walked together. Outside the interview room, the station felt brighter but not louder. Jace crouched to Lumi's height so his voice would arrive like a soft blanket. "We're going to make a day," he said. "We can go to the craft station to make name tags. We can visit the garden and count the lights in the water wall. We can label a few more things in the ship. We can call someone from your culture if you want. What would you like to add?" Lumi touched the edge of her band. "I would like a drum," she said. "A small one." "We can find one," Jace said. "And we can learn a word in your language for each hour if you teach me." She nodded, and a hint of a smile appeared like a moon at the edge of a cloud. They started at the craft table, a cozy corner near the food court. Jace's dock neighbor Oren ran the place. Oren was short with bright eyes and a habit of humming while he worked. He was setting out paints when he saw them. "Morning, Jace. Hello there," he said to Lumi, voice soft. "This is a quiet time. Would you like to make something small and kind?" Lumi looked at the materials. "Name tag," she said. Oren slid a little tray toward her and set a block of clay on it. "Press your name in with this soft stamp," he said. You can add a color thread. We have teal. Lumi's shoulders eased. She pressed each letter, careful and slow, then chose the teal thread. Jace made one too. He printed Jace Rowan and tied a silver line around it. They let the clay tags dry under a gentle fan. Oren showed Lumi a tiny hand drum made of woven ringwood and soft skin. A gift for the day, he said. You may drum very softly in the garden. Lumi held the drum in both hands. She tapped a slow beat. Jace felt the room shift as if the air itself smiled. Next, they went to the station garden. It was a long, narrow space filled with vines, small trees, and a water wall that flowed like a sheet of glass. The morning crowd moved with quiet feet. Jace and Lumi sat on a bench near the water. He took out a small label sheet. In your words, he said, what do you call water? Lumi whispered the Luminari word. It sounded like a breath and a bell. He wrote it carefully under water in trade tongue, then added the Luminari script as best he could. Lumi gently corrected the curve of a letter. He laughed softly. Teacher, he said, nodding toward her. She tilted her head again, pleased. They made a little game out of it. Leaf, light, path, bench, friend, they wrote both languages. For friend, Lumi took a little longer. She tapped the drum once, thought. Then taught him a word that meant more than friend and less than family. Something like the one who stands near the door and waits with you. Jace wrote it twice to feel it in his hand. A soft chime came from his wristband. It was a scheduled check-in from Child Services. He answered and shared a short update. Crafts, name tags, garden, language game. The officer thanked him and asked if he needed anything. Jace requested a cultural mentor contact, someone Luminari who could be a guide if Lumi wanted it. We can arrange a call at midday, the officer said. They returned to the whistle for a snack and a rest. Jace let Lumi carry the drum. On the ship, he labeled 3 more items at Lumi's height. Hatch, cupboard, blanket. He placed the new name tags on the inner door. Side by side, Lumi Rowan and Jace Rowan. He did not point to them. He simply let them be part of the room. Lumi noticed, of course. She touched her tag and then his, one after the other, as if connecting small stars. They ate fruit and a little porridge. Lumi asked if they could leave the window shade half up. I like the planet line, she said. Jace said it just so and dimmed the light to a soft midday tone. He checked the time. Would you like a short rest before our call, he asked. I'll sit here and read out loud a very quiet page about how engines hum. She nodded and lay on the bunk, eyes open but calm. Jace read a simple manual paragraph in a slow voice, not to teach details, but to fill the air with something steady. In a few minutes, her breathing settled. He did not stop reading. He finished the page and then softly began again. At noon, the call connected. The screen showed a Luminari woman with kind eyes and a scarf the color of deep water. I am Sira, she said. I live on the lower ring. I help families meet in the right way. Lumi sat up and lifted a hand in a Luminari greeting. Sira answered with the same sign, then added a little twist that meant, welcome in the small circle. They spoke for a few minutes in their own language. Jace listened without interrupting, catching only the rhythm and the warmth. When they were done, Sira turned to him. Lumi asked me to tell you that your rhythm is close to our lullaby, she said. She says you do not make the room loud. Would you like a simple list for the evening if you are approved? I would, Jace said. Sira outlined a gentle evening loop. Light meal, small drumbeat, a soft story where the main person chooses a home, window shade 1/3 open, 3 steps to bed, hands shown, goodnight word said twice. She sent the list to his band. If guardianship is granted, she added, I can visit in person tomorrow with a little box of things. If not, I will still be here to greet her new home. Lumi looked at the screen. May I keep my drum? She asked. Sira smiled. Yes, she said. A drum is a door you can carry. In the early afternoon, a message came through from a distant relative of Lumi's sponsor family. The face on the screen was kind but cautious. I am Para, they said. I know of Lumi. The sponsor family was delayed by a paperwork storm. They mean well but live far away. A cross-species home can be good if it listens. Does your home listen, Mr. Rowan? It tries, Jace said. I learn fast when a child teaches me. Para asked to see the room. Jace showed the soft lights, the labels, the window shade, the teal scarf on the bunk. He showed the name tags on the door. Not as a pride, but as a truth. Para breathed out and nodded. I will send a note to the council, they said. I will say the small things are in place. Small things are strong. The last hour of the trial was for play. Jace took Lumi to the observation bay. From there, ships looked like moving stars. He showed her the traffic,